My name's Dominic Hernandez, and I am the author and creator of Nitrous, everyone's favorite midlife crisis superhero. And I'm just here to talk to you a little bit about Nitrous, how I came up with Nitrous, and, why we took it into a radio drama format, and just the journey behind it all. So basically, maybe 5 years ago, I'm watching all these superhero movies. My kids were, a little bit younger at the time. I've got twin 17-year-old boys now. My oldest one is 22. But, 5 years ago, of course, superheroes are really big at my house. And we're watching all these movies, Batman versus Superman, we're Spider-Man, Avengers. And I'm watching these cities just get absolutely destroyed, every city. It didn't matter which one. So I'm sitting there thinking to myself, as I'm watching these movies, I'm like, wow, what the hell's a hero got to do after he destroys the hell out of his city? And then it just kind of started hitting me from there. I'm like, well, damn, okay. So you've destroyed your hero. I mean, you've destroyed your city. You got a hero. He's just sitting there, probably midlife area, because, well, he's had time to destroy the city. So what does he do next? Well, it's kind of brought me into another format of thinking about, well, if I was a superhero and I busted up the city, I probably have a police commissioner just trying to keep me out of every single crime. So naturally, it kind of brought itself into Lana. And I started thinking about a police commissioner at the time. I hadn't really decided it was going to be Lana. I just thought about somebody who was kind of ball busting him the whole time and trying to keep him away from a crime. And then I started thinking about, okay, well, what's this guy's life like at the house? Well, shit, he's midlife. He probably has a wife, has a couple of kids, and, relationship's probably not that great. She's probably sick to death of Super. He's a freaking superhero. He's been fighting crime for a decade, destroying the damn town. I mean, she's probably like, man, enough with the Super. Can you just be a husband for a little while? And so I started naturally going into that, developed the character for Trish, thought about his kids, and, gave him a couple of kids. And of course, went from there. So I got this ball-busting commissioner and this family life that's not really perfect for him. And I started thinking, okay, well, that naturally leads into, the commissioner being a female. Why not? You have a big bravadoed superhero, what's going to keep him down? A couple of girls, a couple of women. So, it just added a lot of dynamic and humor into it. And I started writing it out. I got through, the first few chapters, kind of introduced Rodney, our character, where a lot of the action takes place in his establishment, his bar. Moved into, of course, Judge Connolly and Sebastian, and just started expanding this world as I started writing it. Well, originally I was writing novellas, so I thought about writing it as a novella. I wrote it as issue number 1, and kind of put it on the shelf for a little while because I didn't really know what to do with it. I really hadn't published it or anything else. A couple of years go by and I look at it, pull it back out, I reread it, and I'm just dying laughing. I mean, it really is very, very funny. The humor that, the whole world is allowed to open up is just, it really hit me like, man, this can't sit on a shelf. So I started thinking, well, what? Maybe I should take it into a graphic novel aspect. I started trying to get in touch with some old artists that I knew and things like that, but it never really quite panned out. So again, I just kind of set it aside for about another year and didn't really think about it. After a year, I was like, you know what? I still can't just leave this alone. So I kind of thought, well, you know what? There's a lot of creation going on. There's a lot of different stuff here on YouTube. There's a lot of different stuff that allows you freedom to do, things. And it kind of hit me, well, you know what? Radio drama. Why not a radio drama? I mean, superheroes originated with a radio drama. Old DC characters, everybody wanted to sit down and listen to, what was happening on the radio every Friday, Saturday, get a new episode. So I thought to myself, well, why not mix the old with the new, wasn't going to take it into a graphic novel anymore. So I started writing it out more and to a narration. And then actually where I started getting voices and brought in voice actors. And we started producing something which was basically that old time radio drama. Really brought the Tri-City area, which is, Nitrous's area where he fights crime, kind of brought it forth and gave it its own imagery now. Instead of just being something on the paper. It's actually something you can hear. It brings pictures into your mind. And it was really quite amazing, just the blend. Like I said, you have a lot of newer sounds, a lot of the stuff that we hear today, all the traffic, the phones, everything else. But then it takes you back to that time period. And it's just, it's really a perfect blend. And that's really what Nitrous became and how it became that radio drama and what it's been created today. We have the first episode, of course, is going to be released really, really soon. We're dropping that. Second one is actually in production. First issue that I had written out is actually 6 different episodes. So we do have those in production. I've had the second one that I'm writing, so we have more production coming out behind that. So it'll be a lot of fun. We're having a great time with it, and we hope that you really enjoy it. You enjoy Nitrous. You enjoy his world. You enjoy the fact that this guy is just... if you can dream it, this guy's going through it. A lot of shit. It's a lot of fun. So join us at Nitrous, GEP, on our social media. Make sure to follow us there. You'll get all of our information, everything else that's coming down. We have character videos coming out that describe a little bit more about each character. Of course, you'll be notified when the first episode drops and each one that goes on after that. So